Oh, hey, I'm just enjoying my morning cup of pee. No, not tea, pee. Hey guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about true stories that are funnier than fiction. If you want to see more content, hit like and subscribe. So I woke up this morning and I opened up my Facebook and my Instagram like we all do, and I saw all these memes about drinking urine to cure COVID. So of course I had to go on and check it out and see where these were coming from. So I open it up and I see a few different headlines all talking about this guy, Christopher Key, who apparently posted a video to his Telegram account about the fact that urine will cure COVID. Check out this picture, you guys. This is obviously somebody that you want to trust. He's very official looking in his vaccine police uniform. He even has a badge. I want a badge. Come on. Let's take him very, very seriously. Obviously, anything posted on a platform called Telegram is something we should definitely pay attention to and take very, very, very seriously. I usually love when these random people pop up in the news for saying something crazy, because I like to go on and investigate and figure out where they came from and who they are. And so I started doing my searches on what his education is, where he grew up, where he's from, how he wound up being in the news for telling people that drinking urine will cure COVID. And there's nothing, you guys. I can't find anything on his education or his background. The only thing I could find is one quote that he says, "I am not a doctor. I am not here to give anybody medical advice. But if you drink urine, it will solve the COVID crisis." So I started looking around to try and figure out how this guy got famous enough to be on the news for one video on Telegram. And it turns out that this guy has been a staunch anti-vax protester for a long time. And COVID came along and he was like, woo, this is my chance. And so he just went all the crazy. So he's been showing up to school board meetings and protesting and speaking at school board meetings about how making children wear masks to school is abuse. So he's been kicked out of several school board meetings. One of his most famous incidences is that he organized a protest at a Walmart. I believe it was in Alabama. And it was supposed to be this huge protest to stop the pharmacists at this Walmart from giving out the vaccine. So in these news reports, they're like, half a dozen people showed up. You guys, half a dozen. 6 people showed up to this protest. And they storm into this Walmart. And as soon as they walked in with their video cameras and their signs, the pharmacy just shut the door and closed the window. And anyway, they continued to yell at these people that if they didn't stop giving the vaccine, all 6 of them yelling at these people, that if they didn't stop giving the vaccine, they were going to be hung by the state because of the Nuremberg Code. Okay, so a little background. The Nuremberg Code was something that was passed after the Holocaust to ensure that medical experiments could not be done unknowingly on the public. His most recent incident is that he went into a Whole Foods refusing to wear a mask. And as soon as he walked in, somebody who worked there said, "Sir, you have to leave. You know, if you're not going to wear a mask, you have to go." And he refused, and he just continued to shop, and they told him he had to leave, and he refused. And so they called the police, and he was arrested and charged with trespassing. And so he went to court and brought his video camera, and he went into the courtroom with no mask on, and the judge said, "You have to put on a mask or you have to leave. You're in contempt of court." And he refused and wouldn't put on his mask, so he was held in contempt of court and rearrested. So come to find out, he had also been traveling the country with a flamethrower, threatening Democratic leaders, saying that he was going to arrest them for COVID mandates and mask mandates and vaccine mandates and things like that. So this guy claims that there is plenty of scientific evidence to back up his claims that urine will cure and prevent COVID. So, like any good scientist, I decided to look this up and see what studies there were proving his point. Surprisingly, there aren't any. In fact, there are a lot of articles talking about how obviously urine is waste. It's what your body couldn't or didn't use excreted from your body, and therefore you probably shouldn't drink it. So the one sort of study, it was a peer-reviewed journal article that was published, said that they had conducted a study on a community in Nigeria that basically was forced to have the children and some of the members of the community drink their urine due to lack of water. And basically, at the end of the study, they concluded that urine is a diuretic and that it actually causes dehydration. And that in addition to that, it increased antibiotic resistance. So not only are you going to be really dehydrated, but now you're making your body even more resistant to the antibiotics that we have to treat infections that you might actually get from drinking urine that has bacteria in it. So it's like a really bad feedback loop of just basically, don't drink your urine. My favorite part of all of this is that this guy is claiming that the vaccine is actually a bioweapon and that the pharmaceutical companies are using it to just make tons of money. But if you go to this guy's website, the Vaccine Police, you can actually see that this guy is trying to make money off of his anti-vaccine principles, and he's selling all these crazy remedies that don't have anything to do with vaccines and trying to tell people to drink their urine and go on his website and donate to him. And basically, he's trying to make money off of his anti-vax stance against the COVID vaccine. So he's basically accusing scientists and pharmaceutical companies of doing what he's covertly doing on his own through his anti-vax COVID vaccine as a bioweapon stance. So is it smart? I guess. Is it working? No.